Get ready to add a final layer to your full stack credentials, learning how to store and organize data in a database. But first, take a moment to reflect on all we've learned so far. You know how to create client side web applications, use server side APIs to incorporate data from other websites, and even build your own server. But let me ask you a question. When you use a server side API to get data from another site, where do you think that data comes from? That's right, it comes from a database. In fact, aside from the basic static content of some web pages, data is the foundation of most websites, and that data is stored in databases. Think about the websites you visit every day. Take Netflix, for example. When you search Netflix for the latest horror movie, what happens behind the scenes to display what you requested? Think about all the related information that needs to come together when that request is made. Somehow, the code needs to be able to pull the right movies from the database, as well as the related images, trailers, runtimes, actors, and so on. As you can probably guess from this example, databases can be quite complex. To manage this complexity, developers rely on database management systems. This week, you'll learn how to use a DBMS to connect to a database, populate it with data, and retrieve data from it. The DBMS you'll use is called SQLite. The SQL part stands for Structured Query Language. There are many types of structured query languages out there. They all work largely the same, though with some subtle syntactical differences. SQLite uses a relational database model. The system stores and finds data based on its relationship to other data in the database, and all of the data is indexed for easy retrieval. This capability is key because it greatly simplifies the data retrieval process. And websites rely on efficient communication with databases to run smoothly for users. If you had to wait too long for those zombie movies to show up, or the wrong information displayed, you'd probably go looking elsewhere for entertainment. Even though you're venturing into new territory, this module draws on skills that you already have. You'll use the command line, which you're a pro at by now, to connect to a database and run SQL queries to store and retrieve data. And you're already familiar with the concept of the client server model, which forms the basis of database transactions. This week also signals an important shift in our approach to building web applications. Knowing how important a database is to a properly functioning web page, from now on, we'll approach application development from the server side first instead of the client side. That means we'll start by deciding how to organize the data that forms the foundation of our web application, and then we'll decide on the best way to deliver it. Armed with these new skills, by the end of this module, you will have stepped fully into your new role as a full stack web developer.